Hello and welcome to ThePrint. This is Nikhil Rampal, Senior Correspondent at ThePrint's Political Economy Bureau. And today I will get you the highlights and breakdown of a recently released report on multidimensional poverty in India. On Monday this week, the NITI Aayog released its latest round of the National Multidimensional Poverty Index. Last week, it was the United Nations that released its Global Multidimensional Poverty Index. And in both the reports, it is clear that India has come a long way in reducing its poverty burden from about 55% people facing deprivation of key developmental indicators by 2006 to just 15-16% people facing the same by 2021. India has shown the world how it has overcome one of its biggest economic challenges. As per the NITI Aayog's National Multidimensional Poverty Index report released last week, the number of states with less than 10% people living in multidimensional poverty has actually doubled in 5 years between 2016 and 2021. Now, what is multidimensional poverty if you ask? Rather than employing a standard income-based approach, this measure of poverty uses statistics from the National Family Health Survey to capture the various dimensions of poverty in India. This particular report examines three broad indicators of multidimensional poverty, which is health, education, and standard of living, each comprising of various sub-indicators. Overall, in 2015-16, 1 in 4 Indians, or about 25%, met the criteria for multidimensional poverty. By 2019-2021, this percentage decreased to about 14.9%, or 1 in 7. According to the report in 2015-16, only 7 states had less than 10% of their population living in multidimensional poverty: Mizoram, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Goa, and Kerala. However, in 2019-2021, the 5th round of National Family Health Survey, this list expanded and doubled to include 14 states, with the 7 new additions being Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Manipur, and Uttarakhand. All of these states saw a significant reduction in poverty headcount ratios. You can check the details in the story linked in the description below. But for now, let's look at this map. In most of the northern parts of the country, from the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir to Ladakh, to Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, and Uttarakhand, the poverty rate is actually below 10%. And if you go beyond the Tropic of Cancer, multidimensional poverty is again below 10% in almost every state. From Maharashtra to Goa to Kerala to Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, everywhere the poverty rates, the multidimensional poverty rates, are below 10%. In the northeast part of the country, except Meghalaya and Assam, the multidimensional poverty in the remaining northeast is below the national average, which brings us to the east and the Hindi heartland of the country, which also paints a good picture. Because no state in the country now has more than half of its population living under deprivation. In fact, barring Bihar, poverty rates are below 33% across the country. And even though Bihar has 33.76% people living in multidimensional poverty, it has made the steepest reduction in poverty ratios in the past 5 years. The improvement has been remarkable. In 2015-16, over 51.89% of Bihar's population lived in multidimensional poverty. By 2019-21, this figure had dropped to 33.76%. In other words, while 1 out of every 2 persons in Bihar was living in multidimensional poverty in 2015-16, that number has now improved to just 1 in 3. Similarly, Jharkhand reduced the percentage of people living under multidimensional poverty from 42% in 15-16 to about 28.82% in 2019-21. Uttar Pradesh saw a decline from 37.68% to 22.93%, and in Madhya Pradesh, multidimensional poverty has dropped from 36.57% to just 20.63%. In Odisha, where every 1 in 3 person was poor by 2016, now only 1 in 6 person face the same level of deprivation in multidimensional poverty estimates. But one of the most striking parts of this report is the poverty level in West Bengal and Gujarat. Why? If you ask, both these states are quite distant in terms of economics. Gujarat has an industrial base, 39% of its GDP is contributed by the secondary sector against 22% in West Bengal. Gujarat has a per capita income of rupees 2.5 lakh, while West Bengal's per capita income is half of Gujarat and is estimated at about rupees 1.24 lakh, according to the numbers on Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Despite all of that, the poverty estimates in Gujarat and West Bengal are the same. Almost. By 2021, about 11.66% people in Gujarat faced deprivation of some sort, while the same was 11.89% for West Bengal. In the preceding round of the survey, more than 21% people in West Bengal and 18% people in Gujarat were living under multidimensional poverty, which goes on to show that West Bengal has done slightly better than Gujarat to alleviate multidimensional poverty. Now you might be wondering, how did India manage to reduce multidimensional poverty so fast? Well, the details lie in the data itself. Now, this report itself has about 3 broad indicators. Each has an equal weightage of about 1/3. For health, we have 3 indicators: maternal health, child and adolescent mortality, and nutrition. For education, we have 2 indicators: years of schooling and school attendance. And for standard of living, we have 7 indicators from cooking, fuel, drinking water, sanitation, bank account, housing, assets, and electricity. And experts believe, and experts have told ThePrint, that most of India's reduction in multidimensional poverty has actually come from reduction in the deprivation of standard of living indicators. For instance, the NITI Aayog report shows that around 58% of Indians were deprived of clean cooking fuel by 2016, but by 2021 it was only 44%. Similarly, the percentage of individuals lacking adequate sanitation facilities dropped from 51.8% to 30.13%. Electricity deprivation went down from 12% to 3.2%, and the percentage of people lacking access to banking got reduced from 9.66% to about 3.69%. However, the nutrition deprivation has come down from 37.6% by 2016 to just 31.5% only in 2021, which means that there are still at least 1/3 families in India where at least one person is reportedly found undernourished. In terms of education, there has been a slight reduction in the percentage of people facing deprivation on the 2 sub-indicators. But one has to note that these are also generational indicators of multidimensional poverty, which simply means that it takes a large amount of time to improve nourishment, schooling, and health. So an improvement in the standard of living indicators means that most of the multidimensional poverty is now coming from health and educational sectors only. Will India be able to tackle this challenge? That we will observe and report in the time. Till then, stay tuned to theprint.in.